I can actually sing loud.
How about on page 333?
I know that one.
333, leaning on the everlasting arm. If you're going to lean, you might as well lean on something that's everlasting.
Yeah, amen.
Okay, it's in a key. I've been kind of waiting for this noise machine behind me to go off, but it didn't.
Yeah, let me bump that real quick. I think everybody's cooled off enough. I thought there might be a lot of people that's going to be hot in here.
Yeah, more people, more hot air.
Yeah.
I'll be quiet.
Make all the records on now.
Okay, on page 333, give it a little bit of a quick introduction. This is in 5 flats. Near to the Heart of God on page 295.
295.
You don't get to play this real loud, I guess, but
You might have to help with this one.
Yeah, you know that one? Can you sing that?
I think I can sing it.
I think so too.
Good place to be, near to the heart of God.
What we all would be.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's one. I don't know how well you know any of these. It's on page 210. I was looking at that again. My Jesus, my love, is that one okay?
Sure.
Oh,
Tony, I need you to sing louder now, okay?
Page 210.
210.
Do you know 475?
I can put anything in this book, well, except for
Lest Jesus bear the cross alone.
except 475. 475. Must Jesus bear the cross alone? Too many verses, but it's not so long. Let's take a look at it.
It's
Might, if I haven't heard it before.
Sounded like you could.
I can play it that well, and it'll get better by the time I'm done, you know?
That's a beautiful song.
It's about that speed. And there's a cross for me. I feel good about being able to play something that I've never seen before.
All right.
I would be too.
And there was just a little bit of hesitation because it's only on half the page at the bottom half.
Yeah.
And when I get to the end of the page, I look up to the top. And it's a different song.
Yeah. I'm playing.
Most of those were in keys that had lots of flats. Harder to read. But anyhow, what do I do? Can I get to play now?
Whatever you want.
Now let's just do. We get in the key of C. We should all hold up our hands now. Up to both hands up like that. Yeah, and wave them around. That's called waving the palms on Palm Sunday.
Right.
Oh.
That's bad, huh?
I've been hanging out RL too much. Or LR, I'm sorry, LR.
Yeah. I like this one. It's in the key of C. And the C is a universal. The middle C is actually, in the esoteric circles, it's a very important note. We don't know why they start the tuning of pianos and instruments on A. We do it on C. Middle C, and in people that study light and color, C can often be considered fairly red in color, but the middle C has pure white light, and that's why it goes through a lot of dimensions. But the key of C, there's a difference between this kind of a C chord and this kind of a C chord. Franz Liszt wrote a piece called Liebestraum, means love dream, and it's considered sensuous, so in the key of A flat. So when I do what do you call it? I sing a chant. So I am the love. I go, I am the love. And I move it into the key of A flat. Then I am the light. There we're in the key of D major, and I see that as a kind of an intellectual color, yellow. I was told when I was in 3rd grade by a music teacher that I needed to play with more color. And so I said, oh, you mean like yellow and green and red? And she said, no, that's stupid. I just mean you more animation on your plate. And you know, a 3rd grade boy does not want to think of himself as stupid. So I didn't, at that point, I blocked out all thinking about color with notes until I was in my 30s, and I started seeing books and people leading classes on that sort of stuff. And of course, I wanted to know everything about color because I had some feelings of color. And I bought 3 books at an esoteric bookstore. I think it was called East West Bookstore or something like that in Seattle. 3 books on color in the musical scale and what it all means. And I thought I was going to get really smart. You know what I found out?
What's that?
The people that write the books don't agree with each other.
Trying to sell a book.
Yes, well, I used to tell people in my concerts that the right color to see or feel, or even taste, is the color that you see or feel, and not the color that somebody else tells you you're supposed to feel or see in the music. Anyhow, this one starts out with I am the light. No, I am the love, I am the light, I am the heart and hands of God, and it goes on from there. So let's go on here. I'm wasting too much time.
beautiful. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my leg is asleep.
His leg's taking a nap.
What we should have done was see,
Oh,
that was beautiful.
thank you, thank you.
I wish I could play the piano. But I never was talented enough.
Well,
God gives somebody that gift. You know, a lot of people get it.
see, that's something that has never been written. It's improvisational and it's different every time I play it.
It's
You
beautiful.
make it bigger or smaller.
Yeah, that was beautiful.